Yes, and welcome to today's broadcast of In the Tank Live with Aaron Harrison and Keith Deo. It's good to be back. You know, whenever you see the red wall, that means I'm back in town. So I'm done with being out of town, have my schedule all crazy like, and I'm ready to get started again. It was a good little rest, good little break, but now it's time to get back on the grind. As we're waiting for Aaron to join the call, one thing that we want to go over today is all about being and what that means to you. Whether it's there's a lot of different things that we can be the difference maker in, but the number one thing is we want to be the difference when it comes to what we did this year compared to next year. Aaron, we're focusing on being the difference, you know, and what that means to be the difference in a lot of different ways, but specifically starting with your own life. And we want to create an awareness around what it means to be the difference in your own life. What's going to be the difference maker this time? This time around the sun, what's going to be the difference maker? And so when you think about that and you think about the things that you've accomplished in the past year and what you're looking forward to accomplishing now in the next even 90 days, what's that difference going to be to you? What is that one key difference maker in your life?
Right. Well, I mean, the biggest difference is going to be my results, right? So I look at and I gauge. I'm looking at my big whiteboard right here in front of my desk. I have my goals. I have my vision. I have my my focus points, right? So I look at that and I say, okay, what have I accomplished? What has helped me to accomplish those goals? And then what have I not accomplished yet? And, you know, some of those things are based on either larger goals or things that I haven't been consistent with or just didn't follow up with. So, you know, just going back and reflecting on what I achieved and celebrating those achievements, and then looking and setting new goals to say, okay, what can I do better, right? More efficient. The amount of time that I spent with it, and did I actually apply those hours properly, and all that goes into what I'm going to do next, right? So the difference is going to be the results that I'm gauging it to, and I'm only comparing it to my own results, right? So I'm only comparing it to me and what I've been able to accomplish so that I can be better every single day.
Awesome. For me, it's going to be mindset, and it's going to be finding another 5. Well, actually finding another 4, because the way we push each other, that sum of the 5. We're always in that circle, and we're going to continue to leverage off of each other's strengths. And we're going to be launching something amazing come January 1st that will involve the 2 of us, but really looking for those next 4 people, those next 3 people. Who's going to be jumping into this tribe? Where are we going to be going, and how fast? Because I like to do things fast. I like to get results fast, make decisions fast, and then get after it. So for me, it really comes down to the speed of the leader, making sure that I find those next 3 to 4 people that are going to be in our tribe that are really going to push us and allow us to push them. And so when you do that, you're able to create that sum of the 5 equation. You're able to get better results. Like you said, the big difference for you is going to be results. But with mindset, I now know what that new standard has to be. I now have set that new standard, and that's what I'm going to lean on those tough days, because they're going to come. Today was one of them, right? When you finally get back into your environment that you left, and now you're coming back in, and everyone's got to plug in and reassume their identity that they didn't have because you were on the road for so long. Getting back into it, that standard has to be there. I did a really good job when I was on the road. When I got home today and started my morning up again, it started to fall apart and the results happened. But guess what? This is our halftime locker room speech. And now my second half of the day is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be absolutely off the charts. And I know that going into the December 31st, the things I'm going to accomplish in these next 3 days, some people won't even get to in a month. But I know that's my new standard, and that's the one I'm looking most forward to. That's the difference for me. So now, Aaron, with that being said, how are you going to show up to be the difference maker for somebody else?
Well, I think listening is going to be the biggest part. I had a great conversation. Hopefully she joins us with a young lady down in Texas. You know, she was talking about doing something new, finding a new vision for herself, you know, creating something new and exciting and stepping out of her comfort zone. And so she asked me, she goes, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I want to know what you want. And so listening and keeping awareness of my surroundings is the number one thing, right? Because that is what I do. I help people move forward. And by helping others get more of what they want, I'll get what I want, right? That's my fulfillment, is helping people move forward. So listening is number one. Number two is making recommendations based on some of my experiences to people so that they can sort and sift through what makes sense to them, right? So listening and then helping them with some resources they can sift through, right? So that they can go ahead and apply those same values that I found in those elements and those resources that I did. And number three is follow-up, right? Making sure that we hold people accountable, because we can get everybody excited, right? Excitement
Right, yeah.
and inception, that is easy, right? And a lot of people get addicted to that. They jump from one thing to the other and they find this excitement period, right? But when deception hits, right, they realize that it's the same feeling, it's the same actions that are now required to move forward, and they find themselves in the same patterns, right? So helping people to follow through with those patterns, realizing it's not anything on the external, it's on the internal. What habits, what practices, what patterns are you following, right, that we need to change? I talked to a young lady today as well who was talking about hitting deception and how to get through it. I put her immediately on Healthy Mind and Body. I said, you need to start working on the habits and the patterns that you are following, because those are the things of the past. You won't be able to move forward. Okay, so following up and following through with people is the most important thing. That's how you help people move forward. You hold them accountable for what they said they will do, right? That they said that they will do to themselves. And we help them to create a pattern and a daily, what is that? DMO, daily method of operation. So, exactly. So daily method of operation, finding what can you do every day to stay consistent going in that direction. And, you know, results are going to only be driven on how much resistance you can take, right? People ask me, okay, well, how do you have 8-pack of abs? Or how do you have, you know, this, that, other? How do you have big arms? Well, you know why? Because my body's always pushing through resistance. I always push myself. You know, I got my little booklet. I track every single weight that I lift. And every single session, I up it by 5 pounds. Imagine doing that, upping it by 5 pounds every single workout, right? You may not get as many reps, but I tell you right now, you're going to build some muscle and you're going to build some better strength. So that's how I do it, man. I just hold people accountable and help them to develop that daily method of operation so they can be consistent.
Awesome. The difference maker I'm going to be for other people in their life is to, again, be more high touch, less high tech. I want to leverage technology, but I don't want to count on it. I don't want to make that my main method of communication. So for those 10 people that I choose, right, the 5 that I'm around, but the 10 that I choose to work with at one time, 5 getting the majority of the time, and the other 5 that are at maybe an 80 or 90%, as far as getting motivated, getting in and saying, I'm ready. There's going to be 5 that are over the top 100. And there's going to be another 5 that say they want it, but they're not quite ready. Those make out the last part of the 10. And those are the people that I focus on. For them, I'm going to make sure that I'm more high touch, less high tech. And they're hearing my voice, they're seeing my physiology, and they really understand that I'm speaking from the heart, not the head. And so regardless of the story they tell themselves, I'm going to allow them to change their story and change their life. And so with doing that, I'm looking forward to not only standing at the top of that half pipe in the cycle of growth, if you think of it like this. My job isn't to stand there at the top and go down that first slope with them, having all that fun, all that inception, right? That pre-growth period. My job is to get them up that ladder to the top so they can see it, understand it, and then when they get down to the bottom and they forgot to pump their legs because they were so excited, I'm going to be right behind them. And I'm going to be right behind them. I'm going to say, let's go. So the second they hit that deception, I'm going to say, let's go. I'm going to be right there with them. Oftentimes you'll hear me say, let's grow, because that's the key, right? We're looking for growth. When it gets hard, you look for growth because you know it's coming on the other side. And that's what I'm most looking forward to, is just like last year, seeking out more and more problems every single day and then helping people find solutions. Not being the solution, helping them find the solution, being a guide, not the hero. So the second, when they're flying down that one side, if you want to think about it like a ski slope. But you're at the top. You like skiing, you just haven't been there in a while. right? You like skiing, you remember how to do it, you've got the patterns down, but you haven't done it in a while, but you're really excited. You get up there, you fly down, you're flying down the hill. A lot of people are going to be skiing over breaks, so you understand what I'm talking about. And you get to the bottom, and there's no lift. There's no lift. And you're looking, you love the way it felt, but you're looking up the hill going, huh, it's cold out. I don't know how long it's going to quite take me to get up that hill in these ski boots. And I got to carry my skis. And you're thinking about it. That's when you're going to feel a tap on the shoulder from me. And I'm going to go, give me your skis, let's go. And we're going to hike up that hill again. And we're going to get, that's the deception. We're going to go all the way through that deception so we can get you back in inception, feel it, go through it, and look forward to that next piece of deception. But it's allowing people to understand that it's coming. I think a lot of people go through, they'd rather take the elevator than the stairs. They want to get up there quick and then realize once they get up there, if the elevator broke, they don't even have the energy to walk down the stairs, let alone up them. But if they walked up them and the elevator was broken, yeah, and they were going to go walk back down them, they'd be like, oh, I just walked up them. I can walk down them. It's no problem. So that's what I'm most looking forward to is showing people not only the way and getting them through that first phase, but also being there for when it gets tough, for when it gets hard, showing them that we've got a team of people that have been through this before. We're all going to absorb some of that pain. We're all going to take some of your rocks, but we're all going to go through it together. That's what I look forward to, being the difference maker in other people's life.
Yeah. And being a difference maker is just being creative, right? Being creative and understanding awareness, because we're all surrounded by messages, right? We get these messages and we get these intuition and we have it. It's all around us, right? The direction is all around us. We get caught up sometimes just not being aware, right? And not using our imagination and not thinking outside the box. And so what's going to make this year different for you? You need to describe that. You need to be very detailed in regards to what it is that you want to shoot for and what's going to make the difference. Who do you need to be surrounded by? Who is going to be your accountability partners? Why are you going for those goals? Do they just sound good, right? Is it just for the material things? Is it just money? Because really, I mean, money, and this is something that I learned from talking to very, very wealthy people, right? It's just filthy rich. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Money. And, and after talking to them, they realized that it wasn't the money that made them happy. It wasn't the money. Once they got it, they were like, well, okay, it was fun for maybe a year. Now what, right? What do I do now? And so along the journey,
right? I have all the things, but I don't have the feelings.
Exactly. So money is a result, okay? Money is a result of the actions taken and the value provided. That's all money is, right? So money can't be the goal. It can't be the goal, right? It has to be the result of the value that's provided. And so as you look at your goals, right, it may be to make more money. It may be to be, to be traveling more often, right? You may want to travel 2 times a year versus 1 time, or maybe 1 time because you didn't do any traveling this year, right? So when you start to describe that and you start to say, okay, what's needed for this, right? You look at the price point, yes, right? It's going to cost something to go and travel, but what is it going to take for you, all right, to apply more value in your life so that you can receive more, right? You can always make money as long as you're providing value. And you also can go to the store and buy a lottery ticket and scratch it too. I mean, and at the end of the day, you're bartering at that point. So you're most likely going to be disappointed with the result of what you're going to get out of it, because there really wasn't any value given. So, for you to receive it, it's really not going to be, it's not going to happen. So here's what I'm saying. So as we describe our goals and we describe our daily method of operation and why we want to do these things, it's going to be important that we describe and be very descriptive of those things, right? And slow down a little bit, right? Look at inception and excitement. At the same time, look at the descriptions, right? Be very described. I asked somebody yesterday what their 3 things that they were focused on. They sent me 3 paragraphs, dude. And they said, I just went over this with my wife. That's what I'm talking about. That individual is going to be very
Oh no, he broke it. Yeah, so if you have those things on the top of your mind, be prepared. If somebody asks you what your purpose is or why you're here or why you're so excited about what you're doing or going to do, have them at the tip of your tongue. Be able to tell people, tell the world what you're ready to do. Tell the world what you must do to make it happen, not only for yourself, but to make somebody else's life even better. There's one thing that we learned over in the law, or Secrets of Intention, the Power of Intention. Jeez, I never get that book right. The Power of Intention. There's one thing that we learned, and it was a great lesson. It's about every emotion, every feeling, every action that you have will affect up to 90,000 other people. So when you're stuck in a place or you're not feeling like you're worthy and you don't feel like what you do matters, think about that. Think about those other 90,000 people that are relying on the way that you act and react, how that's going to affect their life, how it's going to affect your immediate family's life. But definitely get outside the box. Remember, it's not about you. It's about the change that you create in the world. It's how you show up. It's never going to be about you, because if you make it about you, everything's going to be short term. As we bring Aaron back on for a close, because he was off. There you go.
Right on. Sorry about that. So what I was saying is just be very descriptive. And, you know, as that gentleman sent me that message, and it had 3 paragraphs, nice, thoroughly thought out goals with what he needs to do to make those goals happen. And see, that's what we have to do. We have to be very descriptive. And when we do that, right, what's happening is that we're creating that imagination, you know, that little engine in our minds that's going to create that momentum, right, going into it. And having a process and having a roadmap makes it so much easier to get where you're going versus a ship in the sea with no captain. You will get somewhere, most likely, on an abandoned island, just crashed and shipwrecked. But with a captain with the same boat, with the same vehicle, you will get to your destination. And so that's what the difference is going to be for all of us. And we understand that, is being very descriptive in our goals, the things we want to accomplish. And that's a day in and day out type of process. Right? That has to be something that's continually done so that we can stay consistent, because that's going to be the results, and that will end up in the things that you desire. So that's it, Keith. I mean, that's really my focus for helping others move forward, and really myself, is being very descriptive in the things that I want and why it's important that I want it and how I'm going to go ahead and get it. What's going on, Dustin?
Yeah, Dustin's out there. He said bye-bye. So
and then hi.
Yeah, so what we want to focus on and what we want to leave you with is not only for you to be the change, but also be the difference. When you talk to somebody, be the difference. Be the difference in their life that got them from point A to point B. And you just poured a little bit of belief in them, or you were able to speak with them and share a little bit of your heart. And it gave them that assurance, that affirmation that they're on the right path. And it allowed you to give them something. Remember, it's all about the gift. Show up in somebody's life, show up in your own life, bigger, badder, better, and let's get this thing done. I'm ready to kick it off. I'm getting kicked off today. I'm not waiting.
Let's go.
There's no reason to wait, right?
No.
We're never going to let a calendar dictate our production or the reason why we do or don't do something. It's 7-day weekends, and it's New Year's every day. If we've got to do it, if we've only making resolutions on New Year's, then it's New Year's today, right?
So
with that being said, we want to go ahead, take us out.
Hold on. So I was thinking, Keith. I said, should we just give people a little taste of what we're looking for? I talked to a young lady yesterday, and I told her a little bit about, you know, how we're going to be upgrading. Right? We're going to be upgrading.
Oh, yeah. Monday's going to be a totally different game.
Totally different game. So we're upgrading. And what I mean by that is that we're looking for more resources, okay? Because the magnitude of impact that we want to make globally, okay? We want to change 10,000 people's lives next year. Do you hear me? I didn't say 50. I didn't say 75. I didn't say 100. I said 10,000 people's lives, right? I want to change 10,000 people's lives next year. And in order to do that, right, we changed how many this year? Maybe 3,000? Give or take? 4,000? Okay, so we changed 4,000, right? So we need to upgrade that by 6,000 more, all right? So that means that we need more resources. That's all that is, right? We need more hands on deck. And so the hands on deck that we're looking for is people that enjoy helping others move forward. Those who are interested in upgrading their own software, right? Because we've all been designed for greatness, but been programmed for failure. So we need some programmers. We need some people that are willing to reprogram and help others reprogram. We also are looking for mentors, those who want to lead others Okay, those enjoy putting together behavior or daily methods of operation that we talk about, then DMOs, right? Those people that love that administrative side of things, that love to take in data and work out the end of it, right? So we get sprockets to work into engines, right? And then lastly, we're looking for motivated individuals like ourselves, right? That are willing to speak messages, right? Willing to share their experiences. And so these individuals we're looking to link arms with them. We have a vehicle that will allow you to get paid on doing your passion. The passion may not be the vehicle, but the vehicle is going to help you to drive your passion. Okay. So we're looking to create and develop, all right, more and more individuals so that we can impact 6,000 more people's lives. Okay, we did 4,000 last year. We want to impact 10,000 this year. Okay, and so Keith, would you like to elaborate a little more about the movement and why it's so important that we created this culture, that we create this fertile ground where people can grow and develop and to be able to contribute, and then really the vision that we have for 2018.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you didn't take me out. I forgot it was Friday. So knowing what we're going to be on Monday, knowing what we've set this up for, we have been creating this very, very fertile ground. If you want to say, we've created this environment, we've gathered the tools and the resources so that now we can provide for others on a solid foundation. We can provide for others a way to maximize their genetic potential. So if you're not genetically expressing yourself the way you were born to do, we've got the program, we've got the environment, we've got the right people in place. This isn't something we just decided to start and go, oh yeah, this would be a good idea. No, this is something we were born for. Aaron hit 40, I'm 42. We've got years and years and years of experience. And this isn't just for athletes. This isn't for the athlete. This isn't for the kind of active person. This is for the type of person that's ready to go. This is for the type of person that's ready to grow and get outside of their box, get outside of the me world, to get off that station WIIFM. No longer what's in it for me anymore. I now realize that my life, I was put here to make a difference in somebody else's life. I'm a seeker, I'm a healer. I'm somebody that will give back. I got what I came for. Now I'm ready to give. Those are the people that we've assembled, and now we are ready to support. And it's not going to be something that is a blip on a radar. Trust me, it already isn't. Yeah. It's going to be a movement that the world will know about. It's a movement where it's never too late. It's a movement where you look back and you live a regret-free life. It's a movement where there's no judging involved. It's a movement where you can come in, feel totally safe, low risk, and have the highest reward imaginable. It's a world where when you get here, it's forgiving yourself. It's the ability to stop living in the past. It's the ability to wake up and understand that it is our birthright. Abundance and prosperity is our birthright, and we are ready to share it. We've assembled some of the greatest minds in the industry to do this. We've taken all of our experience, all of our failures, all of our successes, and we've bundled it up into one, and we've made it so dimensional that it would be hard to even be around us without creating a major shift in your life. There won't be a conversation we have going forward from this day forward that we're not consistently changing somebody's life. Doesn't matter if it's a drugstore, a grocery store, a weight room, the bathroom, the line at the men's room. Your life's getting changed from being in our energy. And that's what we're focused. That's what we're committed on doing. And it's not because we have to do it. We realize that we get to do this. We realize that all of this training we've been doing, all of these days of living, all of these struggles that we've faced and overcome, it's now time to show up. 10X isn't even a requirement. It's way above that. And it's not at any point in time going to be about the money, which is so freeing. It's a world, an environment, a culture that you can live from your heart and never worry about being wrong. Because if you're living from here and you get out of here, everything you do is going to be right. It's going to be the right time with the right people. And the movement's going to be something that everybody has a chance to be on as long as you're ready to grow. And that's the key, is being ready to grow and knowing that no matter when that time comes for you, because it's all about timing, our light will always be on. And if I missed anything, Aaron, please fill us in.
Absolutely. And Dustin, yes, we're going to get hold of you real quick, man, and let you know. So, E is for excellence. Okay. And so if you're seeking excellence in your life, if you're seeking where you're showing up as a professional in everything that you do, and what that means is the best, right? Professionals are the best, period. Amateurs are amateurs, professionals are professionals. And so if you're seeking excellence, right, this is the place for you, and we'll help you and surround you with the resources to move you forward. Performance, if you're looking to perform better, if you're looking to perform, period, because you feel like you've been on the bench for so long that you don't even know how you get on the field,
Time to get in the game.
we are here to invite you back to the field and help you to perform at a level that you've been designed to perform at. Okay, we're talking about excellence and performance. And lastly, influence. So influence, okay, so influence, we talked about confidence the other day. And confidence, okay, is the difference maker between what you're influenced on, all right, and who you influence. All right, influence is huge. Listen, our lives, our bodies, this is temporary, people. Right? We could take it for granted all we want, but the reality of it is this is temporary. All right. And so who we influence is something that's going to impact generations to come. Right? It starts with our children. It starts with our parents. Right? It starts with all of us making a decision. And so if you want to be more influential, if you want to attract better people in your life, if you want to impact more people in your life, because listen, if you're at a job right now, you're impacting people. You're making a difference, or else that company is not worth anything and nobody's making anything. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about excellence, we're talking about performance, and we're talking about influence. Those three key factors are what we're going to be focused on with this group of people. All right. And so if you're someone who wants more and wants to give more, call us, message us, let us know what your passion is so that we can put you in the seat. All right, to be able to provide for that fuel. All right, provide for that passion, provide for that influence that you want to make happen in your life. Okay, reach out to us. If you're about teaching others, if you're about listening to others, if you're about structure, right? If you're very methodical about the way you do things, right? And you want to show others how to do that. Okay, we know about systemic people. Systemic people, they don't get things wrong, right? They figure out where the cog in the machine is, they fix it, they smooth it out, and they get back to business. Okay, it's a machine. If you're someone who loves the youth, okay, because this is the first generation that's not going to outlive their parents if we don't make a difference now. Okay, this generation of children have big issues, man. They got issues with entitlement, right? They got issues with losing. They got issues with winning. They got issues with self awareness and self confidence, right? We have some serious issues with some children, and we're ignoring it. Right? And now it's the time that we make that difference. And so this is a huge movement. All right. We've been building this for 6 years, and we're just very motivated now, right, to put things into action. And so 2018 is going to be the stepping stone going into this, right? And we're going to really put the pieces together this weekend. All right. So we're looking forward to reaching out to those key players so that we can find more players. And like I said, 10,000 people's lives will be impacted, okay, tomorrow.
Or more.
Tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Let's make it happen.
Yes, I want to thank everybody for showing up. Dustin, thank you for your input. Everybody that came on, they liked, they loved, they commented. Awesome. That's exactly what we're looking for. Keep showing up. Be the difference. Be the change. And for all the people that are going to see this when they get it shared across the social media, and for all of those that are going to be listening in while they're doing something else, remember, leave a comment, leave a like, a love. Let us know where you're at. Let us know where we can help you most. And we'll see you on Monday, 12 o'clock, as you shake off that Sunday night, whatever you did Sunday night, when you shake it off, we'll be there at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, ready to get that shake off, right? This is the gift. All right, we'll see.